Alright, that was friggin' crazy. Yeah, that was... I don't know what broke, but I'm glad you guys couldn't hear it. Because I might be deaf now. Yeah, I was gonna run out to the kitchen while my computer restarted, and I was like, nah, that's good. I don't know why my YouTube chat isn't. There it is. So setup speed run.
They're extremely excited for SGDQ. And speaking of that incentive, I have $50 from King.
My cousin is
hard mode Katana Zero.
Breesby, and she does like the hosting thing that like you hear the girl calling out. And my mom texted me and was like, "Oh, Josh and Bree are in Minnesota for the charity thing." I was like, "Oh, I wonder when her block is up or when she's doing it." I looked at the schedule and she's not on it. She's not doing this year, so I guess they're just out here like visiting, which is cool too. But it's like, oh, you went out there and you're not like doing any hosting?
Knights of the Frozen Throne Trick Showcase, which is at 1,429 out of 10,000. When you donate, just make sure to select what incentive you would like your donation to go to.
Oh no, no Coliseum. Should have put that in the damn thing. No Coliseum.
I have $25 from Big Z. Here's to seeing a beautiful symphony. A Castlevania Symphony of the Night, that is. Thank you very much.
Alright. Guess we'll play the game now. Oh, nice, Dan.
And with that, we are all ready for an interview, so let's go ahead and go on over to that.
Hello everybody, it's Summer Games Done Quick 2023. I am ADEF, and I have the absolute pleasure of being joined by the Executive Director...
Yay, another map.
Avril,
I feel queasy picking it up.
Oh, well, thanks to you and everyone else for being here today to support us. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a charity that I really admire, so I'm excited to ask you some questions. You want to jump right in?
Of course, that's why I'm here.
Fantastic. Well, Avril, it's always amazing to talk to people who work at the charities that GDQ supports, because it really puts in perspective that, when anyone donates this week, which you can do at gamesdonequick.com/ it's hardworking people like yourself that transform those donations into action. So I'd love to hear more about your journey. And I know that prior to working with MSF, you were a documentarian and a journalist. So what appealed to you about the charity work, and what caused
That's
you
funny.
to pivot?
It's true. I was a journalist for 20 years, telling stories, remaining neutral, trying to be disengaged, fair, balanced, and all the good things that quality journalists try to be. I kept being pulled into different kinds of volunteer activities, though. I was on committees for different causes in my community. I was often pulled into board
All right, man.
and whatnot, and I found myself increasingly yearning
Get some sleep.
to be able to make a transition.
I don't
where
blame
was
you.
not just an observer
I've been
or
heavy for a solid 2 to 3 hours
but I
now,
could
but
be
screw
more
it.
of an actor.
I'm not gonna go to sleep
Something
yet.
more hands-on,
I had
involved,
2,000 plus maps to buy.
and it so happened that this organization, Doctors Without Borders, which is known internationally as Médecins Sans Frontières, and that's why we get the acronym MSF, has as its primary goal medical humanitarian operations, but it has this second aspect which really compels many journalists to pay attention, and that is the organization bears witness. So with teams on the ground,
Oh,
its
what?
own people looking at problems, it is known for being very frank, straight shooters.
Damn it.
Here's what's happening on the ground. We're not exaggerating. We're not making.
No, you're
things,
good, dude.
look
I can
better
understand
than
you.
they are, worse than they are. It is absolutely a critical element because in many of the places where we work, there is an effort to.
Sounds good.
suppress
Yeah, I should be
the
streaming tomorrow night.
reality, to not speak of certain atrocities that are going on when there's cruelty toward a specific part of the population. And this idea of bearing witness, of really speaking
Later.
truth to power, is what pulled me in. And I thought, well, maybe I can help. And so 16 years later, here I am, working with the organization that I still very much love, and I appreciate all the support that we receive from you.
Absolutely, it's a fantastic answer. Just a wonderful connection between that sort of truth to power found in journalism being migrated into the charity sector. I think that's fantastic. How do you feel that your experience as a journalist, and whether it be in filmmaking or radio, how has that impacted your work and your perspective on global health crises?
Journalists are trained to go into new situations, figure out who to talk to, who to listen to, ask a lot of questions and follow-up questions based on the answers you receive, to really have a listening mode. And this is one of the things that I found incredibly useful as I began my work with Doctors Without Borders, just to be able to be sent into a situation where I was in over my head, how to figure it out, working with really excellent teams with a tremendous amount of experience in different places, because most of our staff are actually locally hired. 9/10 of our people are, despite our name Without Borders, we are an organization almost like a solidarity movement where you've got a little sprinkling of international people who are mobile, but you also have, the main cohort are the local people that know the place. They've worked in medicine in those zones. They've responded to humanitarian crisis. And a journalist also is usually pretty good in a crisis. We remain calm, focused. You've got a job.
Yeah, I'm just spending all the maps I just bought.
Overtaken by emotion. And sometimes in the places where we work, notably in conflict.
Do I have another one?
In places of really cruel, awful conditions for displaced people or refugees, it's important to stay focused on getting the work done, on being action-oriented. And so all the training that I
do have another one.
all the habit-forming role of journalism did prepare me well to be able to function in many of the environments that people ask me all the time. How do you do this work, and are exposed to such disease and death and rape and outbreaks and policies that make lives so much more difficult for people. How do you work in those places without getting constantly upset or emotionally distraught? And the reality is, we just are so determined to bring aid, to bring that humanitarian assistance. You have to stay focused to do it well, and that's why I so appreciate the work that all my colleagues around the world do, because it really is this international solidarity of all our supporters like you around the world, but of the people who are really leveraging all their skills, abilities, experience, training to be able to help others in their moment of greatest need, in their moments of crisis.
I think, that has always been the mission of MSF that has appealed to me so much as a charitable organization to support, is that just, no matter where it is, no matter what's happening, you will be there. And I think it's something the world sorely needs, especially now. So when people donate this week, how can they expect their donations to directly impact MSF's?
One of the really strong aspects of Doctors Without Borders, or MSF.
What are you
is
up
that
to,
we
Willie?
are an
You
emergency
farming?
organization that does not have to wait for funding to arrive in order to react. I was recently, for the month of April, I spent 4 weeks in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo, for example, where we have been running various hospitals and
Alright,
clinics and
that's a reflect
responses
map.
in a war-torn part of the country that increasingly is forgotten. There are hundreds of armed groups.
Nice.
It's constantly unstable. You've got malaria and measles and cholera and all the things making life difficult. And when there was a surge of displacement because of some increased conflict, a violent conflict between the armed groups, MSF was able to respond right away, to take the latrines in those camps for displaced people, to set up a clinic, to start treating people coming in who had been sexually assaulted and give them the proper care, to start vaccinating children against measles, to really do that quick work. And so the support that we receive from events like this and from all of our supporters is for our general emergency response. It means that when we see a need, we can immediately jump into action. And it's how we're structured, even in terms of our staffing and logistics. It's how we organize ourselves to be very reactive and to anticipate the need for us to respond to emergencies in different places. And so the donations go directly toward this organization that is working in more than 70 countries, delivering life-saving humanitarian assistance, alleviating suffering of people who are in these awful circumstances, and being able to pivot really quickly. Many other organizations
Pivot.
have government funding. We do not accept government funding from USAID, for example. We have very little corporate funding. We have mostly a lot of small individual donors. Everybody giving, every little bit counts, you know,
Right.
in order to give us the strength to be action-oriented in the ways that have earned us so much respect around the world.
You know, I think it bears repeating.
Yeah,
for
you'll
everybody
get
at
there,
home.
though.
If you do want to donate, please do
Well,
please
I mean,
do
all it takes is one drop.
Because as you just heard Avril talk about, it's easy to get complacent with all the privileges and benefits that we have where we live. But you know, something as simple as
You
access
never
to
know.
vaccination,
That's why
is
PoE is so
important.
addictive.
So that's why
Wait, did you sell that?
so important.
Did you sell that jewel?
My final question here, Avril, is how has working with MSF positively impacted your life?
Well, the greatest thing for me is to look
Oh,
back
yeah,
on
it'll
15
sell.
years and know that I was
I mean, what do you have a list for?
at
Still
the
25?
limit of my abilities. I like that. I like a challenge.
Me too, yeah.
I want to always be learning something, and at the end of the day, I know that the work is meaningful. Even if I'm doing some mundane part of my job, administration,
I bet
or
it'll sell.
whatever,
Yeah, I would
know
sit on
that
it.
overall,
I would
my
count that
work
as
is making
125 more to go. I bet it'll sell eventually.
and that
for
it
25.
has its own reward, intrinsic reward for me as an individual. It gets me out of bed in the morning, even when I'm dreading a certain meeting or I'm having, facing down a deadline of something I'm supposed to write that I don't want to write. I know that overall, in the balance of things, I am privileged to have work that means so much, not only to the people that we help down the line, but even to me individually. I love the people I work with. They're smart, they're impatient, they want to get things done, and they have a strong sense of wanting to do the right thing, but in a smart way, not just randomly, throwing good ideas at the wall, but actually speaking from experience, working with a system and a way of
Smoke cigarettes, yeah.
managing humanitarian operations in very complex places.
I'm not
but
proud of
with
it.
all that experience doing it well and with high impact. So, yeah, the rewards are there for me as much as they are in terms of what I offer.
Fantastic. Well, Avril, thank you so much. Et merci. It's been an absolute pleasure to speak with you today, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the event.
Likewise, and thanks to everyone for being here. We really appreciate it.
Hey, Alb. Yeah, it really is. That last crucible tree is like, it's so strong. It gives you a free Nimbus ring. That's just ridiculous.
How are we all doing, audience? Amazing, Twitch chat. I can't hear you, but I'll pretend I can. Hope we're all having a fantastic time. I have $25 from Grande Ande. Hi, I would like to exchange money for more speed runs, please? Thank you. You're welcome. And of course. I have a $100 donation from Belinda Bird. I have a mighty need to see what's involved.
Yeah, that's probably. That's a better idea. It's still not good, but it's a better idea. Little victories.
I have a $50 donation from Evie and Joe. Here we go, here we go, here we go. It's one of the highlights of our year, and we're pumped for these runs and all the energy this community brings. Thank you all for the incredible show for a fantastic cause. Thank you.
Yeah, it is cheaper.
We wouldn't be able to do this without every single one of you, whether you are just
The closest reservation is like an hour and a half away
volunteering. You all are absolutely amazing.
to where I
Every
am.
single one of you makes this event possible. So thank you all so much. Again, we have already raised $256,000 for Doctors Without Borders, and we are on just, it's so early. It's so early. We're doing great. This is amazing. And chat, are you excited for this run that you all helped get here? Because I'm excited for this run that you all helped get here. Audience, thank you. With that, let's go on over to Dragon Blitz with Castlevania Symphony of the Night Randomizer. Take it away.
Yeah, Symphony of the Night randomizer. I'm so down for this run.
Buddy, what's up?
I just woke up a little bit.
Soten fans in the crowd? I'm sure there's plenty of Soten fans at home. Thank you so much for donating and allowing me to run my favorite video game of all time, being played in one of my favorite ways of all time, the Castlevania Symphony of the Night randomizer. The randomizer randomizes all of the key items, all of the item drops that I'm going to be getting. This is the Lycanthrope preset, which means I'm going to start with all of the wolf relics, which allows for a lot of speed, a lot of fast movement, and we're going to see all of that as soon as I get into this run. Are you guys ready? We're going to count down from 10, starting from 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. What is up, everybody? So this is Castlevania Symphony of the Night. The prologue section is pretty much unchanged in this randomizer. This is to maintain like consistency. Essentially, the only things that will be randomized are stuff that Alucard interacts with. So this section is kind of on a script. I'm grabbing a certain number of hearts and getting.
What about the Cyclone? I just bought an aura yesterday or the day before with the orbs surrounding me.
There is a glitch that I'm going for.
Sharknado, Cyclone, and Spearfish. See, I saw the Ice Spear Spearfish thing, but that's funny. They have a Sharknado Cyclone. That's pretty dope. If I would have known about that, I would have considered it.
This is so I start with a little bit of extra magic, and magic is super important for moving in this run. All of your movement is going to be tied to magic. And the Lycanthrope preset is really nice because the magic is a little bit discounted, actually, for all of your wolf movement. And the wolf movement is
Making a Sharknado Cyclone, like, that was pretty much had to happen. It's like, oh, Sharknado got kind of popular as kind of a meme movie. They're like, we got to do it for Cyclone.
Gear, including a very powerful weapon called the Shield Rod, which is very useful in conjunction with spells that involve the shield.
Yeah, that's funny.
So I'm going to be running as the wolf. This is not normal in the video game unless you're playing this preset of the randomizer. So this movement is only possible due to the randomizer, and that is a random item drop there, the Lunch A. And here we are going for Death Skip. I'm going to go for a quick setup to jump, untransform during the cutscene, pushes me past the cutscene itself.
What's the estimate on this? Oh, 1 hour, okay.
Another thing to note about the randomizer is a lot of the aesthetics of the run are also randomized, like my cape color there is random. This item drop is guaranteed and is random, as well as this one. And Fist of Tolkien! Nice. Let's go. And that is useless. That is junk. I do not need that. So that was the first relic of the run. It was a familiar card. Familiars are pretty much unimportant in this run. I won't be using them at all. That item that I picked up, I also won't be equipping right away because it's unoptimal to actually open my menu to equip it when there are still more item checks to be done before the first boss of the run. So I'd rather maintain all of the menuing in like the same place. I want to do it all in the same place. So there's one more item check.
Yeah, that's super nice. All that movement
If I
speed.
don't get anything there, I will equip. Oh, it's not here. Okay. Sometimes items just don't appear to save memory it is kind of a technical miracle that this game even has a randomizer. This game is not, it doesn't like to be tampered with. Any modification to the game can often cause it to crash. So the fact that Wild Mouse was able to create a randomizer that works perfectly every time with no soft locks, no bugs, no crashes is absolutely insane. And we're coming up on that very first boss fight here, Slogger and Gaibon, and we get to show off the power of the Fist of Tolkis. I'm also going to enter the room using a Wolf Charge just to speed some things up, get into the room a little bit quicker. And yeah, that's already dead. Can you please get down here, sir? Thank you. And there we are. That's the first boss done.
Yeah, good old Tetris Spear. For those that don't really know about the special skills and abilities that Alucard can possibly have in Symphony of the Night, there are these special abilities that kind of are activated by fighting game inputs like cortical forwards and all that stuff. The Tetris Spirit that you
Oh, it totally was, dude. It was so overdue. Like, are you kidding me? I mean, I wouldn't complain either. I'm perfectly fine with stuff being overpowered. It's not a PvP game. Like, it's okay to let people be, like, strong. Like, it's awesome to kill shit faster. Hey, Cobra. Yeah, you're getting there. You're getting close. Oh, you got it tomorrow. You got it tomorrow. Get some sleep, my dude. I'll be on tomorrow night so you can tell me about the Mage Blood you just got.
Minus 30 attack on that sword for no reason. It's just a joke sword. So I will not be using that. And that is Echo of Bat down there. I can see it through the stairs down there. It allows me to check that relic a little bit quicker, and I can leave knowing that it is junk. But yeah, so I'll probably be equipping the Dark Shield whenever I get a chance to open the menu. It's not like worth opening the menu just to put it on, but if I find myself in an opportunity to menu, I'll put it on. Yeah, this is more like wolf.
Hey,
movement.
congrats,
so if you're
Scoot.
running up a slope and then jump while controlling the wolf, you actually maintain your momentum.
You never
out of
forget
those,
your first Mage Blood.
jumps, allowing you to gain height in really interesting ways. We're going to be taking advantage of that in a lot of different
Especially when you equip it.
Come on, get up there. The wolf movement is insanely tricky, by the way. I was talking about it a little bit before in the interview with Keyzone, that the wolf strats were never really, like, developed for a long period of this game's lifespan because you never really get all of the wolf movement right at the start, so there was no reason to, like, route out the wolf movement. But since we already have it, like, going through this room, I'm just zooming through, fully invincible, and a room that would normally take, like, over a minute to go through casually, we're through in, like, 10 seconds.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. If you don't want to trade, if you think that people buying orbs or items is ruining trade, do solo self-found. If you want something harder than solo self-found, do Ruthless. Like, it's not that big a deal. People freak out about the dumbest crap in this game.
Bugged scaling, and they only do 1 damage, so it's not worth using them.
I did not know that.
Yeah, it looks really
Oh yeah,
cool
I think
when,
my first one was also when melding was still
but
broken.
You realize this is not doing any damage. I should stop.
I didn't have one with melding. I had a Righteous Fire
Most speedruns never enter the long library first. The reason we're here is because
Inquisitor with the melding, and then I farmed up a Mage Blood, made a different build. But yeah, I think my first one was only like 4 leagues ago. I think it's been out, what, 6 leagues? Maybe 5?
Off of a complexity scaling system. It sounds complicated, but in general, that's kind of a useless relic, but you know, it might come in handy. The complexity scaling system essentially means that in order to beat the game, because it's a randomizer, you could just randomly stumble upon, per se, all the items you need to beat the game right away. So in order to
Oh no shit, really?
extend the playthrough,
Oh,
and get a
okay.
little bit more,
Cool. Did you buy one from someone just trying to offload it at the last second?
I will pick that up. That is useful.
Did you get like a sick deal on it?
The shop here, all these items are randomized, so I have to see if there's anything worth picking up. Dark Blade might be worth. Alucard's sword is really nice. Alucard's shield, kind of a bait. The Alucard's shield is very good, but the Alucard is not.
I mean, you could have messed with it on the week. It takes them to like open up the new league, I guess.
That's a lot. Okay, if I find money, it might be worth coming back here. So the complexity system. Essentially, this
gotcha.
randomizer preset runs on the complexity system, essentially meaning that every time you find a relic, I have to make sure to not forget this relic check, actually. Every time you find a relic, it basically is telling you that it's likely, I need more speed, it's likely that the next relic that you're going to find that is important is going to be guarded in a location that required the relic you need before. So, for example, wow, this is useless.
I don't know if it's worth more on standard. Is it? I mean, we can look that up.
It's likely that the next required thing you need.
I'd be surprised if it was, though. That
So, essentially, a big portion of routing these types of seeds out is you're going to be seeing me do what is known as chasing the complexity, which is just going from one location to another that is finally unlocked by finding new items. So far, we found no progression specific items, so the last possible spot for a progression item this early on is going to be the Soul of Wolf location at the elevator. So that is guaranteed to be some form of
Yeah.
progression. So let's
Well, no,
see
it's not worth more.
what it is.
But it's not far off.
If that was a little bit of like, word vomit, don't worry. If you are really
So
interested
I guess
in
it's like
Randomizer,
here
the
nor
Randomizer
there.
community has a whole slew of information, good gravity boots there.
Yep.
Especially a member named Dinner Dog. He actually kind of broke down, decomposed all the, decomposed this game in like kind of like two. So if you look up his tutorials on YouTube, you can probably understand complexity a lot better. And we've been actually using these as kind of like a guide, a rule of thumb for
What are you playing, Alb?
randomizer tournament that's been going on, which actually uses this very preset.
That's a lot to throw into a character without Mage Blood included.
Speedrunner's favorite as far as like a racing preset and a speedrunning preset because it gives you access to a lot of interesting movement options, and it is stayed fresh even though we've been racing it for like over a year now. And this tournament's been going on for a while too, so you're still finding new seeds and new types of seeds all the time. We just picked up the gravity boots there. This allows me to do a very big jump, but in the normal game,
Oh,
it's
gotcha.
expected that you always have access to the leap stone when you get.
Oh yeah,
the
so
gravity
you
boots, but we don't have
so
the
you
leap
don't
stone. That's
you don't
the
need
only
Mage
double
Blood.
ability.
You'll one-shot everything anyways.
So gravity boots on their own normally.
We need
don't
Mage
allow you
Blood
to
for
fly.
movement
However,
speed,
we're taking advantage of a
so you can
untransform mechanic
walk
that
closer to
allows
the
us do
bosses
multiple gravity
quicker.
jumps. This was another relic location, happens to be barren. That multiple gravity jumps is not possible unless you are specifically untransforming, or if you have access to a dive kick, which you get from double jumping, or if you have a thrust type sword. Those are the only ways to do multiple gravity jumps. And the logic for the randomizer is designed such that with zero knowledge of the speedrunning mechanics or extra like tricks or anything like that, you should finish the game. You should be able to finish the game. So we can actually take advantage of the fact that the in-game logic doesn't think that we should be able to fly right now.
Yeah,
However,
Progenesis is stupid
so we can
OP.
actually check locations that are deeper in the complexity chain potentially.
And I've found more of them than I deserve to this
Which
league.
gives us access to potentially even skip some relics. Oh, there we go. Nice. That was pretty decent movement there. These locations, these breakable walls are always worth breaking open because they have the potential to be pretty useful items. They're the only ones that are slightly weighted to be throwable type weapons or items, so didn't find anything too useful there, but here's the Fist of Tolkis going to work.
Actually have a couple of special moves for the Fist of Tolkis. If you input a quarter circle forward in attack motion, you actually shoot out a fireball. Kind of like Street Fighter.
And then, yeah, back forward attack is the Fist of Fury. Is that a JoJo's reference? Yes, it is. It is actually a JoJo's reference. And here we go again, taking advantage of the multiple gravity jumps to check this location out of logic. And, ooh, miss! Okay, that's the one of the three transformation. Oh, Moonstone's nice too. One of the three transformation relics. So we could take advantage of locations that are locked behind the mist gates that exist in this game, and if we find anything that's locked behind a mist gate, we will know that is an out of logic check, which means that it is potentially higher in the complexity chain. And bouldering also out of logic. Nice. Okay, we're getting a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, if you're rolling Pathfinder, you basically have a Mage Blood. The thing is, though, like, it's not because you don't get the 70% increased effect of the flasks. So I think it'll be a bigger upgrade than you think.
So this is another example of wolf movement that only exists because of people pushing the randomizer meta. Like that sequence right there was invented by a player known as Fire1520. Shout out to him. I'm going to be shouting him out a lot during this randomizer because he's invented like 90% of the strats that I'm using. Yeah, now that we have Jewel of Open, that means the game wants me to go to the caverns. I do want to hold off going to the caverns right away. I know I talked about that whole complexity chasing thing. However, since I do have out of logic flight, I kind of want to clean up all the flight locations first. So we're going to be doing a quick detour to check those. Because not only do you want to chase complexity often, there are the requirements to beat the game, which is the holy glasses to get to the second castle and the 5 pieces of Vlad, the 5 Vlad relics, to unlock the final fight. And 4 out of those 5 Vlad relics can be literally anywhere. They're just randomly distributed. Whereas the final one is like considered the last thing you need to beat the game. And that will be in the 8th location, the 8th complexity spot. Let's check this real quick. Okay, anti-venom, that's fine. But yeah, I would say now, since we're just doing a little bit of relic cleanup, and until we get
Yeah, I
the
don't blame you.
ability, now would be a great
If it
time
wasn't
to
for the
do
fact that I make content
Absolutely. I have
now
a
and do all
$10
that,
donation from
I'm not sure how
Matt
much
Giovanni.
I would
Lives
play,
Good
but
TV, happy to see you
you know,
showing off
people
your
coming
work
in and
and
talking,
embracing
hanging
this
out,
movement
that certainly drives it.
Best of luck from Brazil. Thank you so much. The movement on the wolf is really, really cool. I have $25 from Wilt. Looking forward to seeing the SOTN run. And for Creature, too, as always, have absolutely nothing.
Yeah, he never has anything.
But on the other hand, I also have a donation that says it's from the B-Boys for $500. SOTN randomizer tip, always skip Creature. Or was that never skip Creature?
Oh, nice, Cube of Zoe. Yeah, Creature's kind of a...
Yep, I think everyone has that league where midway through they learn how to they learn some good strategies for making profit, and then they get excited for the next league. And they're like, oh, next league I'm gonna kill it. Like I know some good strategies. I'm gonna get a heads up on it.
That you don't want to go to because it's pretty far out of the way, but it hasn't. What is it? At that point in time, it's often a 20% chance to be an important relic or the exact thing you need, but it's also an 80% chance if you skip it to save like 2 minutes. So it's kind of a meme to always skip Creature to save that time.
It's been the point of contention. Actually, it's been such a pivotal point for like a lot of the randomizer tournament matches. Even like the last couple matches in the upper bracket alone, I've had, there goes one piece of Exodia, but I have had to cast like 3 creature seeds, and I'm just and like me and the other commentator were just like, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Why do you do this?
Yep. It's a 20% chance some of the time and 100% chance all the other times. But yeah, we got our first piece of Vlad here. This is 1/5 of the quest kind of done to beating the game, but trust me, there's still plenty more to go through, because finding those other Vlad relics, like I said,
Yep,
are completely
that was me.
random in their distribution. They can be pretty much anywhere. Real quick, let me see the map. Yeah, okay. So here's the plan. The game wants me to go to the caverns. The caverns is kind of slow and out of the way, and leaving the caverns in particular is pretty annoying. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to grab a warp in the All Rox's quarters that I'll be using later once I'm done with the caverns, so that way I at least have enough. Oh!
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I could see why that'd be dope, but I can also see why that
Silver ring plus
isn't
gold ring
possible, but
is
that'd be dope.
The combination of items you need to open
Yeah, man, no problem.
this
I'm glad I
location
helped
right
you.
below us, the clock room. In the normal game, this is where you get the holy glosses that unlocks the ability to go to the second castle. But this could be anything, and the fact that gold ring was flight locked means this has a pretty high likelihood to be important. So we just have to wait for this cutscene and see what's down here. Depending on what's here, I might change my route, but for right now, my idea is go to Alrox's quarters, do a few checks, get the warp for safety.
Yeah,
and
for
then
sure.
Go down into the catacombs.
I think the major thing, and I wish I would have talked about in that video, is that people are like, oh, I can't do Delirium. It's like, what do you mean you can't do Delirium? It's like,
That is
I don't know, man,
honestly the best part about
tier
these
16
tournaments
maps.
is
It's like,
waiting for,
you don't have to run on
the
tier
cutscenes
16.
to
Just
go, and you're like
just
sitting
run
there
it on
like,
like
"Man,
8 or
there's
something.
here.
Like,
I really hope there's something. And
people
there's
are so
nothing new,
brainwashed into thinking they have to run like
tension builds,
juice
and
tier
start
16
shaping
content. It's like,
sweating,
no, dude, just
and what
you can run
different
Delirium on like
is
tier 4. Like, you're fine. Like, do what your build can do. There's no shame in it.
okay, I
It's
think
not
I
like
might
people
have
are watching you do it. The orbs sell just the
That's what's
same.
normally oh, where am I going? So yeah, the Holy Glasses gives us access to the second castle, which is required. Get up there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, moving with just gravity.
All that matters
boost
for selling
Wolf
bases.
is
Like,
a little bit awkward because the game doesn't expect you.
your build
to
doesn't have to do
primary
tier
movement,
16. Like, just
especially
you can
for
do the
fighting.
strategy without it.
So yeah, there's likely something important in the second castle.
Just make sure you spend it
It's not
or
worth going in
spend
right now.
spend the currency
In my
correctly,
mind,
and then
there's a
you'll
couple
be able to
different
do
ways
tier
you
16.
can go, and I think the most conservative and like the most safe route, I should say, the safest route that we can go for to make sure that we don't like skip something super duper important and lose a ton of time would probably be to just check as much as I can, do a what is known as like a density
Yeah.
priority. So I'm just prioritizing
Totem builds
taking
are
as many
super,
kills as I can, as fast as I can,
super
not
good,
necessarily
obviously,
worry
especially for
about
newer players,
shifting
because
complexity.
you don't ever have to really get in the fight.
Because we have too many options. Normally,
The main
a
issue is,
randomizer will either give you, like, one set linear path,
people like
or
me that
they'll
I do
open
not
up
like
options and
stopping
make
to
some tough
cast.
decisions. And,
So,
ooh,
like,
yeah,
Exodia right there.
it's
that's
not my
a
kind of
tough
thing.
decision. I 100% hate that.
Same reason I couldn't play Summon Raging Spirits. I made a build that was super strong this league with Summon Raging Spirits. Just like,
That is-
I'm
that's
so
a
sick
great
of
set.
stopping to click.
There you go.
but
part
it's
about
an
the randomizer,
amazing like
sometimes you
build,
need to
and
know
it's
all the
amazing for new
options that you had,
players
'cause you didn't start with
because
them,
it's
so
super safe.
thank you for the clutch telling me to remember the mist. This is the save room. I'm going to be using this throughout the run to mostly refill my magic. Right there, I was pretty low on magic. This save animation is forced onto you the first time, but every subsequent time I go to a save room, I can cancel that save animation and basically refill instantly.
Oh yeah, RF is an
And,
amazing build for
actually, now that I have
multiple
mist,
reasons.
maybe we
One,
don't go
it's easy to
focus right away.
be super tanky.
Um,
2, yeah, you don't have to click buttons. If you want to just farm regular maps, you can just
This is a
run
tough
by
call.
everything.
I know that the
RF's a
intense
great
flow
starter
is
build,
the
but
category,
it's
and I think
it might actually be the perfect starter build
I have to
because
make
there's a
decision
certain
right
point where like
now.
you don't have
I
single
only
target
have
damage, and once you
25
want to
relics
start doing
to-
like bosses
Yeah,
and
that's a good
even
idea.
uber bosses, it
to
starts
make
to
sure
make
that
you
I
want to
don't
try
accidentally
other stuff
miss
because
a
you're
blood
like,
relic. I think it is most
all right,
important
now I
to
got a good
like,
handle on the game, but I
check
don't
what
do
you're
enough
doing.
single target damage, and it gets people to try other stuff.
Trying to head back up here into Old Rox's quarters is actually quite the hop and skip.
Yeah, I love
If we
cycling.
didn't have that open.
One of the quality of life changes actually that the randomizer does, which I absolutely love, is this room. There's normally a statue that blocks your way. 50% of the time, every other minute, there's a statue that blocks your way into Alrex's quarters. It is always open in the randomizer, so you don't have to worry about sitting there waiting awkwardly for a minute to finish the route that you're trying to go on, just because you happen to get an unlucky cycle. But yeah, now we're going to be using that Jewel of Open here. The reason that you need it is to open these blue doors. It's just a key that opens blue doors. We press that switch, which will give us access to the caverns.
A small adjustment to transform into the wolf just as the blue door is closing as well.
Yeah, you can buffer inputs out of those blue door transitions. Not the red door transitions, funny enough. At least not in this version of the game. And there are quite a few checks here in the caverns.
Cast
We
on
can
crit
actually have
Scion.
a cool skip
That'd be
here.
dope.
The wolf charge actually like floats in the air for a little while, so we use that to go over that gap here to go to this area, which does have a boss fight and a relic check for us. Also, shout out to the randomized music, because this song is a bop.
God, peanuts. Oh, mana prism. Let's go.
That is a one-time use full refill of your magic bar. And if we happen to find a particular equipment item, it might become an infinite use item. That is the duplicator, of course, one of the most powerful, if not the most powerful item in the game. But of course, this is a randomizer, so whether we see it or not is random. And coming up is a lot of people's favorite boss. I don't understand why. No clue.
Darkling, I smell your blood.
The voice acting is actually really good. And it's nothing. Okay, whatever.
Big zilch.
It's fine. So an important thing to note is you're not always going to get a relic in this preset because we already started with 3. We started with the wolf, the skill of wolf, and the power of wolf, giving us access to this wolf movement. And so some of the relics just don't exist. So you're going to go there, you're going to check, and you're going to find nothing. Mark. So, coming up here is probably the, like...
You can, if you type in ! build, you can see
is this even
my
a boss?
POV.
Like,
No.
that's not the boss. However, this next boss is supposed to be somewhat intimidating. Here's some
I honestly
wolf
haven't
movement
looked
to
at
avoid
it
water
in
there.
so long. My effective HP, I'm not,
Yeah, this is
I'm
another boss that
squishy. I
is
just do so much damage I can cover for it.
dead.
boss.
Yeah. I'm also despawning the boss just to save on lag frames, because this game can be quite laggy.
There's things I can't do.
Alright, what do we have here?
I think it is Natto? Natto? I'm not sure how to pronounce it. It's a food item that it heals for like 4. It's useless. Yeah, so far the cavern's pretty barren. Surely we'll find something soon, right?
It is a long trek to the other side, the west end of the caverns. And in competitive, this could be considered either a big time loss, or whether your opponent decides to diverge from you or not. Like, let's say an opponent decides to go all the way down here. It could be the pivotal moment.
I think it's 42.
Between
I think the item
Something
level's
also
42.
important I will note later
Something like
about
that.
the room that we just passed with that wooden bridge. There's been some new technology, a lot of new tech discovered in this game over the last year, I would say. And that room has something very special that I don't want to spoil until we get back there.
Yeah,
But yeah,
the
needless
eye
to say,
level.
it is
I think
amazing to me
it can't
that
drop
this
until the
game is
40s, right?
over, what, 25 years old, 26 years old, and we're still finding new stuff. Like literally yesterday, we found a new glitch yesterday. So nothing. Okay, well,
I feel like I saw a thread. Someone asked that, and
fine.
someone said
Like,
the
you just want
lowest.
me to talk to our old
Someone
pal
found it was
department,
42, but I might be wrong though.
I love the voice. I'll take you to a place which might be interesting.
Yeah, the OG voice acting. It
Yeah,
hits
one's
different.
84.
Alright, I am taking damage while I'm in the water, but it's fine. HP is kind of a resource in this game. You're very unlikely to die if you know what you're doing. So I'm not scared of like going down to like this much HP at all. Let's see. So coming up we have the oh no, not like this! I ran out of magic. We're fine. So I do have to wait for my magic to refill here, which is unfortunate.
Is it really
Actually,
75?
I won't wait. I'll just use the mana prism. I should also put the Mystic Pendant back on because that will increase my MP regeneration rate.
That seems ridiculous. Well, which? Well, no.
There's my MP back. I'll put
T8.
Yeah, Kingstone's a lot of decisions to make. A lot of decisions. Okay.
It's kind of lame. What's Headhunters?
So, we're coming back over to that bridge room. So recently we discovered there was some leftover developer code in the game that exists on original hardware. This is in the official version of the game. If you have a controller plugged into player 2 and you have that controller, press the triangle button, this will happen.
You mean this?
It just blows up the bridge. Before, you would normally have to go out of your way to press this switch to enter that area. That is also allowed in all the categories of this game, fun fact, because it's not a glitch. It's just part of the game. We just happened to discover it 25 years late. Kind of like an Easter egg, if you will. Coming up here is a boss. Just kidding, it's not a boss. I meant to turn around. Sorry, the load times, you know how it is, what you want. Coming up here is a somewhat annoying boss, and that's Soul Steel. Completely whiffed because his hitbox is not on screen yet. That is my bad. I have to be a little bit careful. My range for the fist is not very large, and I'm actually at a HP.
I just traded for all those maps, and now when I hear a map drop, I feel nauseous. Like, no, I'm not picking that up. I'm good.
One of those shield spells. So that guy's he's my friend. I like him. The shield rod in conjunction with
Oh, I'm well aware how squishy I am.
shield, if you press both
But
the
did you
attack
check the
and,
damage I do?
Shield button at the same time, it will do a spell. And depending on what shield you are wearing, it does different things. That one is an offensive spell that does a decent amount of damage. The hitboxes that it produces are a little bit inconsistent. And
I know what I'm about, son. I do a shit ton of damage and kill stuff before it kills me. For the most part.
The fact that we're this deep and haven't found anything in the caverns is a little bit worrisome. I'm also going to actually grab this elixir. Yeah, just so I have the opportunity to refill my HP in case things get a little bit dicey. Because coming up is a brand new skip. What is it, like a week old?
I mean, honestly, I could up my damage to probably 250 million if I change my Watcher's Eye.
Like I was talking about earlier. They found a new way. I'm going to say before this because it's actually pretty risky. It involves traversing the spike room that normally guards the spike breaker. There's a couple different ways to get through that room, but we recently discovered a way that doesn't involve grabbing Power of Mist or grabbing...
But I have my Watcher's Eye gain energy shield on hit, even though I honestly don't think I need it.
By taking advantage of a couple of safe spots that aren't actually covered in spikes.
Why am I having such a hard time finding this?
So, this is going to be a little bit of serious time. Let's see if I can do it. I'm going to damage boost, jump into a somewhat tight location. There it is. This spot is like 2 pixels wide. From here, I have to do a very precise charge into a jump. Use the shield rod for iframes. Oh no, I'm gonna use a different shield. There we go. Different shields have different amounts of iframes. This one is a little bit more consistent. I should be getting through just fine. I just need to get to that light platform there. There it is.
There you go.
And this is what the room looks like. Those are all spikes. So taking advantage of this game's generous use of invincibility.
I could watch, or I could jump my damage quite a bit if I just did.
Taking advantage of this game's liberal use of invincibility frames on all the spells gives us access to basically make ourselves invincible. And it's nothing!
Nothing.
I did all that for nothing! Oh, what a seed, what a seed. All right, this is great. I love this video game.
Oh, shit. It was not this.
But yeah, at least we got to show off the skip. Normally,
Oh, that's actually
the
pretty
reason why
dope.
that skip is very much hyped
Is that really the only ones
location
that are...
oftentimes has,
Okay, it's not normally
some
this
of the
expensive.
most
It's because they're all
important, relics in the game because it is
Yeah,
locked
no,
behind
no,
so
no.
many,
It's not
other
normally
relics.
this expensive.
That's basically how the complexity system works. Here I'm going to just damage boost out of here. Very convenient that you can get out using the spikes. The spikes are designed to push you out of the room.
Oh, I'm on
So
standard.
you can use that to leave the room faster.
Jesus. I was so
But yeah,
confused. I
because
was like,
that
what
room
is going
locked
on?
by so many different relics, it means that it's a high value location. So checking that early and often usually leads
Yeah, about the
to
same as mine.
information that you
But
can
I'd
use
give
to
up a
help
little
you
bit of
route the rest
tankiness.
the seed, as well as just usually useful relics. But we got a little unlucky this time around, but that's okay. Let me get this guy out of my way, please. Thank you. Just to the save room to refill my magic. All right. Coming up is, I think, the last possible location that is that the Jewel of Open wanted me to check. So this is probably something, unless the seed
For
is doing
invitations,
something,
yeah.
very evil to me, which is very possible. This is random. Here I'm going to use a combination of the Tetra Spirit and the Dark Shield spell. Hopefully this is...
That's a really
close
good
to killing.
frickin'
I'll
Watcher's
just
Eye.
say this guy's not really scary at all. There it is. I do have to be careful with these shield spells because it does take a huge chunk of my magic, and my magic is what's used to maintain the wolf transformation, do all the wolf charges, and do all the gravity jumps. So I have to like constantly have a management of like how much magic do I really have, and it's not like I have a solid number. I just have to look at that bar and be like, that looks like enough.
Does anyone have the one like God
It's a lot of
Watcher's
intuition
Eye?
eyeballing, yeah. And this is Leaf Stone.
There we go. That's the.
If anyone has this is like multiple mirrors. Yeah, 3 mirrors. This is the God Watcher's Eye for my build.
I'm going to be doing what is known as front sliding. So out of a dive kick, you can slide into the floor if you let go of all movement by the time you hit the floor. Like that.
I mean, I've had 100 builds that are both that do like a crazy amount of damage, and I've had ones that are crazy tanky and just do okay damage. I just love cast on CoC Ice Spear so much, you know. I just love this build. I make it at the end of almost every league. And now that I'm making content, I'll probably have to make another build. But I'm kind of just kind of avoiding it for now.
The game kind of was heading us into this direction of you get flight, and then your next goal was to get the rings, and then your next goal was to get to the holy glasses, and now it wants us to go to the second castle.
Were you guys watching when I bought 2,200 maps? It took about 15 minutes of trading with one person.
Instead, the silver ring location, which is in the chapel, and I think that is where we're going to go next, as well as checking a few other locations along the way, because that is another location that's normally guarded by...
I know. I was talking earlier. I was like,
we have access to it a little bit
Pox is like the RF guy. I was like, if I got 10% of that popularity for being the cast on CoC guy, or the cast on CoC Ice Spear guy, or anything like that, that would be like a dream.
The wolf is a very good boy. He has a sword, but chooses not to use it as a kindness to Dracula and his minions. Good luck, DB.
Thank you.
What I really need to do is I need to like think of a budget version of this build, because people are constantly saying like in chat, being like, hey, is there a budget version of this build? And I have never built this build on a budget ever. I always do this after I have a Mage Blood. So it's like, okay, you gotta buckle down and figure it out, because a lot of people want to know if they can do this without, like, you know, 400 div.
Joel's just a good friend of mine, and it sounds like Jewel of Open, so we made an email.
But Diablo 4 is coming out, and a bunch of people want to play it. I feel like I should do some content for that too, so...
Here is definitely a Fist of Tulkas moment. Get to show off pretty much all of its moveset here. There's the Hadoken to chase him down. Here's the Fist of
Yeah, it could be.
Fury, and
Workable with
there he is.
Trevor.
That's phase 1 done. This is all rocks, by the way. He won't be here for very long. I'll hit him in the face, actually.
Wait, what did I just put in? Oh, for some reason I thought that said tier 5.
Oh, he's going to finish his jump like a sore loser. All right, whatever. There used to be a very rare soft lock that actually got patched out only in the randomizer, where if this guy's in the middle of specific attacks and you kill him at the same time, your game, I guess it's technically not a soft lock, but you have to wait, I think it's like 36 real-time minutes before his animation ends for his death. So that's basically a soft lock in a speedrun sense. And there's Soul of Bat. I could have came here so much earlier, but it's fine. The Soul of Bat is like the other fast movement option. You're going to see me doing what is known as wing smashing a lot. That is me transforming into the bat and all those like blue trails behind me. It does cost a lot more magic than the wolf movement, but it is a little bit more reliable often. Especially if you want to like maintain like height and like change your height while also going fast. So it's going to be a combination of wolf and bat movement from here.
I want to just point out that third piece of Exodia.
There it is.
I want to just point out that the Wing Smash movement, especially on original hardware, is not an easy feat at all. Like, we have analog sticks now in this day and age, but this is just straight digital D-pad that you have to really grind out full circles in order to continuously Wing Smash.
Yeah, the first release of this game, which is what the randomizer
You mean
is based
Skitterbots?
off of, actually came out before
These
the
guys?
DualShock controller, so there is no analog inputs that are accepted by this game. Let's go ahead and refill our MP with that other mana prism that we found, because I do need a little bit of MP for this room, and then I'll put on the elixir for iframes. So I'm going to use invincibility from this elixir here to stand in these spikes, even though we don't have the spike breaker armor. This gives us access to this area out of logic, and it is. Alrighty. Get to show off a little glitch called Badu card. I'm in the bat form, but I still look like Alucard. So
Oh, trigger
the reason I'm
bots.
groaning is because we now have to backtrack.
I forgot
or
that's a
at least
thing.
we should. It's very likely that the next important relic is going to be in the location that is guarded behind the relic we just picked up, which is the mermaid statue. So we're pretty much going all the way back
I've never
to the
played
cavern.
a trap or anything like that, so I forgot that's a
Backtracking
thing.
in my Metroidvania, I never. But yeah, this is one of the reasons I actually do like the. I'm groaning, but in a sense, it does help you kind of like acquaint yourself with the game, because I'm actually backtracking in a speedrun. Like, isn't that crazy? Most speedruns are optimized and routed such that like backtracking is minimized. But since this is a randomizer, the route you make is different every single time. For example, I've been playing the randomizer since it came out, like, I want to say about 4 years ago, and I have never had a seed like this. Like, every single time is severely different. The kind of routes that you have to make and the decisions that you get to make are very impactful. And it's faster to go this way. Like, for example, I had to make the decision right there. Is it faster to warp to a location that's kind of close to where I need to go, or do I just go there normally? And since I have this wolf movement, I decided it's probably faster to use the wolf movement, but there's no way to know for sure unless you, like, test every possible permutation of like relics and movement and like different places you need to go, which is near impossible. There's like thousands and thousands of combinations. So a lot of it is just intuition and just like playing the game a lot to make these kind of gut calls in the moment.
Love that dive bat move. It's so great.
Yeah, the bat transformation. I mean, I know we've been talking a lot about the wolf, but the bat's cool too. So the bat transformation is the only animation, the transformation animation itself, is the only one that maintains momentum. So if I dive kick and transform into the bat, I maintain my momentum the entire time I'm transforming. And that's very useful and can be combined with the speed that we get with the wolf charge. We might be able to show that off in the second castle likely, because it does require like a very long hallway to show it off to gain enough speed with the wolf. But so we're back here in the caverns, and we're going to be opening up this like secret floor that I'm pretty sure.
If you
only
move
Wolf
fast
sells
enough,
that.
you'd
You
be
guys
surprised
are
how much you
supposed
can
to
get
find
away
this
with this much damage.
And hey, it's our friend the ferryman again.
Oh, did you remember me?
Yeah, again, the cutscene's so good. The dialogue is so good. I do get to show off a cool little skip. It saves like, I think, a second. There's a specific spot that I can stand and then do a wing smash that deloads a door that normally blocks your progress that the ferryman is used to like lift up. I still need the relic in order to do this skip, but it does save just like a second or two to not have to wait for the door to open. So I do want these bats out of my way. I'm going to stand right about here, wait for him to do one more ore swing, and then wing smash. And there's normally a door there, and it's despawned.
2 months probably.
Small little skip.
Actually,
And there it is.
4 pieces
Till
of
the end of
Exodia.
July, I think.
And because this was very annoying,
Exile Con.
locked behind so many
They're
different
announcing
relics,
so
we had
2
to go
weeks
all
after
over
that, so I
castle
think the
to get
beginning
the
of
Merlin
August.
statue, and then it led to here. It is very much likely that that is the intended final Vlad relic. So because of that, I now know that the final relic for me, not the final one in the game's logic, but the final one that I will find, is just random. So we gotta kind of check everything to find it. This would be a moment in like a race scenario.
Honestly, it feels like it's been longer, but it hasn't honestly been that long. It's only been a month and a half. Or a month and 3 weeks.
So what are the odds? Oh, can you do me? Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. What are the odds that this really far out of the way location that I could check happens to be the exact thing that I need? In the second castle, as soon as you get there, there are 10 locations you can check. So at the very start, your location that you have,
It will probably
is very
be
good at
early
1 to 10.
2024.
as you gain more
That's probably
information, you can kind
the
of
most
suss out
educated
which is
guess.
more or less likely based off of the information that you have. So
They'll do
a lot
another
of
season
runners
of
will
this,
opt
and then
to
they'll do a
take,
beta
like,
for PoE 2 for
a
certain
risk
people.
to skip like a slow check in order to say it's just not going to be there, and I'm going to save like 5 minutes. So that's where the exhilarating part of doing races in the moment is. Do I think my opponent is going to skip that check? Should I also skip it because I think they're going to skip it? And there's a lot of mind games and like. Stuff
Yeah, I think this league kind of burned it about the
Again, I
normal
cannot
rate.
say enough. It is absolutely
First
so
like a
much fun
month
to
it's
race
super
this. This is
popular, and
becoming
then it
a favorite
exponentially
race
like
category.
goes down.
And Girthing, that's probably going to be my new weapon of choice, actually. That's another fantastic weapon that I didn't even know existed until I played the randomizer. I've been playing the game for like years. Didn't even know this weapon existed.
Thanks for all help. Appreciate it.
The holy glasses allow you to see little Chef's hideout, that little ball sphere at the top there.
And if my channel keeps doing well, maybe I'll get to play the PO2 beta. PoE2 beta. That'd be cool. I mean, I won't be able to talk about it, but it'd be pretty dope.
Spell setup that you can do that basically melts it instantly. One of my spells
Maybe
is,
I can
like,
secretly talk about it on the
exactly the
Discord.
right way to stack the 10 hits.
As long as everyone prompts to not tell anyone.
But yeah, we have to save Richter here so that way we can go to the second castle. And yeah, now it's just a race to the end of the game to find that one last relic. And there are 10 checks, and there's a good possibility that we're either finishing in the next like 5 minutes or finishing in like 20 minutes. So, probably not 20 minutes, like 15.
Yeah.
So it's all going to depend on where this last relic is. And this is the second castle. The movement is a lot more tricky because the terrain is, it's upside down. It's a little bit wacky. So this is where we're going to see a lot more bat movement. This Girthing weapon that I have is the only weapon in the game that I'm aware of that powers up when you use the Dark Metamorphosis.
Yeah, I
spell.
don't remember
so
that far away.
2.2x damage. And normally this weapon is
Back when there was
doing,
3x.
60
I think I
per
played
hit.
it.
Now it's doing, like,
Well, no, I guess
100
technically.
per hit.
Maybe I
Also,
did back in
it uses the size of the
2013.
hitbox. That's a useless relic. So the Girthing is like
Can't
a
remember.
mid-tier weapon, but once you
I
use
never
the
played
Dark
it
Metamorphosis
seriously
and
until like
it
6 or
actually
7
becomes
leagues
like
ago.
S tier,
Or
like
7
one of
or
the
8
best
leagues
weapons
ago.
in the game. We full cleared first castle, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Lesser demon.
Yeah, my first proper league was Ritual.
We didn't do the library.
But I did play like
Yeah, okay. Because
4
of
or
that,
5
I
leagues
have to go
before
back
that.
for that,
That work.
there is one location left in the first castle that I did
And not in,
forget
like,
about. What are the odds?
Not
right
in
there,
Succession.
right?
Like, oh, my first league
It's
was
like a
4
1 in 10
before
10%
Ritual.
chance, it's
Like,
fine.
I played
If
on
we
and
do
off.
find
Some
a
leagues I
library card, we
skipped.
can warp there instantly and check it. So yeah, it'll be fine.
Yeah, this is where checking those nooks and crannies for like any sort of randomized item that they might put in the pool. This is where that would come into play as a very pivotal moment for instantly backtracking in the library for that other skill or the other check.
Yeah, it's a risk reward between being thorough and being fast. Alrighty, let's go ahead and top off our MP because our bar is empty. So yeah, coming up is yet another boss. This is Medusa. She has a lot of damage resistance, so this might be a little bit of a longer fight even with our really good gear. Because overall, our gear is actually pretty darn good. Like, I can finish the game pretty comfortably with this.
Oh, shit.
Essentially, a lot of the tiered items, like I think of weapons in like different tiers based off of how many cycles it's going to take.
I
for
don't
me
think
to-
so.
That's useless. How many cycles it's going to take for me to kill the final boss. Essentially, anything that is able to one cycle is, in my mind, good enough to beat the entire game. Anything that's a 2 cycle is like, it's fine. I'll deal with it, but I'd rather not. So, and this is a 1 cycle potential weapon, so I'm very happy. But yeah, this is basically just a boss rush from here, checking all of the locations, and if we find the last Vlad relic, we find it. If we don't,
Might have to go back to the first castle.
very unlikely, but we'll see.
If you have a keen eye, a lot of these second boss enemies are really nice callbacks to original Castlevania. You saw the Darkwing Bat, you saw Medusa, and now coming next is Akmadon. Do not let him touch you.
Yeah, he is the grappler of the game. If I do this manipulation properly...
Oh, yeah, that does sound dope.
There it is, yeah. There you go. He will grab you and swing you around, spinning pile drive you into dust. He looks like he's not menacing, but trust me, he is. Don't let him fool you. He also takes forever to, get off screen.
Thanos snapped.
Yeah.
Dracula, I don't feel
Oh, another familiar, yeah. The familiars, unfortunately, are, I won't say useless. I would say unconventional if you're planning to
Hey,
go
Mateo.
fast. They have their uses,
I'm just farming
but
invitations,
in most
popping
use
the
cases, seed doesn't
the
really,
altar
like,
for
need them.
invitation
So,
progression, and
the
then
animation
leaving.
of picking them up isn't worth it because it's like a 3-second time loss every time you pick up a relic. So I'm basically only picking up relics that are like either going to speed me up in the long run or absolutely necessary. Here's another thing that's nice when you're in full movement with the wolf, when you have like the trails following behind you and you're like that lighter color, you're actually fully invincible. So we can just walk through spikes. Here is another important teleporter location. This teleporter location is right next to the final boss arena, so it's always worth picking up because once we find that last flat relic, we can just warp here and then finish the game a lot faster than like backtracking there the normal way. I'm gonna try and go for a little bit of momentum preservation here to like slide up.
Oh, that's so clean looking.
Yeah, that's the example of the bat maintaining its momentum during the transformations. It's like a very unique movement option that you wouldn't see outside of Randomizer, which is one of the reasons why I'm so stoked to be showcasing this right now. Because there's so many things that are just like Randomizer exclusive that this game has to offer in a speedrunning context.
Yeah, Randomizer at a main Games Done Quick event was a long time coming, and thank you everyone who had donated the $60,000 to make this happen.
This is a callback to the Castlevania 3
Be back in a
heroes.
second.
You know, Alucard's old friends, but except they're evil now because of, you know, Dracula's evil magic. I'm not really scared of how much damage they're doing. They're not doing a whole lot.
Yeah, I don't think they
That's
did
all they're
anything
really done.
with Whispering Ice. That should still be
If
fine.
you don't have a high defense, that fight is kind of annoying. I'll grab it. This is mostly for the viewers at home to see how much damage I'm doing. Yeah, for whatever reason, they locked the ability to see how much damage you're doing behind a relic. Normally, you get that relic very early in the game, but, you know, this is randomizer, so it's random. This room coming up here, if I do it well, it shouldn't lag very much. Otherwise, this is like one of the laggiest rooms in the game, so I'm going to try and set up some precise... Okay, well, we're going to see the lag now. Yeah, this game kind of shugs. It is a PlayStation game with a lot under the hood. A lot going on under the hood.
And under the lag is where you have to be the most deliberate with your inputs. Symphony of the Night has the most precise input reading of, I mean, like, honestly, even any of the modern games today.
I would call it a very honest input reader because it does not lie to you. If you pressed it, you pressed it. If you didn't, you did not. There's no shortcuts. There's no like, oh, it looks like you meant to do a quarter circle forward. I'll just help you out the rest of the way. No, it is, you either press the input or you don't. And right there, yeah, I'm doing 131 damage per swing, which is a lot more than I would be doing if I didn't use the Dark Metamorphosis. And we can say goodbye to this Nightmare Fuel. Again, I want to get him off the screen as fast as possible, not just because he looks like that, but also because it causes lag while he's dying. And nothing! Yeah, I get to show off all the cool movement tech that exists in this game as we go from boss to boss. This is kind of turning into an all bosses run at this point.
Production wants to change this to all bosses.
All bosses until we're ready to be done. This room is a little scary. Those guys do a lot of damage, and they're invisible unless you stand still. And as a speedrunner, we don't want to stand still, so most of the time they're fully invisible.
I think this solidifies left side as the best side as well, so.
Yeah, left side is eating well tonight. So, when you enter the second castle, you have two options. You can go left or you can go right. The standard route has you going to the right because it has the highest density of checks, so you're checking the most amount of things as quickly as possible. However, it means that the left side, if you opt to go that way in a race scenario, right? Let's say you're racing against somebody, they decide to go to the right, you decide to go to the left. It now becomes kind of a 50-50 between who ends up finding that last flat relic first. So some of the more adventurous racers will claim that the left side is the best side because it goes against conventional wisdom. Here, I'm going to be doing what is known as a save split. This is a pretty standard idea in this, for the randomizer specifically, because I'm going to save the game here. I'm going to backtrack a little bit to go to the creature location. Shoutouts to creature.
If this becomes another creature scene.
If this guy has the last flat relic, I don't know what to say.
It's gotta.
It's a 20% chance at this point, but sometimes 20% is 100%. But yeah, if creature happens to have nothing, however, I can just reset the game, do a soft reset, and then I'm back to where I was in that save location. So it saves all that time that I had to backtrack. And save splits are very good to do in a lot of scenarios. This preset, you won't see them as often because the wolf movement is usually so fast. But this is one of those like really far out of the way locations that like a save split actually helps.
And here we go.
Everyone say hi to creature. And oh, he's doing the worst attack. Yeah.
Rolling around at the speed of the...
Yeah, he's gonna do this for a little while. He'll stop eventually, right? Yeah, there we go. There it goes.
Wait, hold on. Don't clap yet, because I swear to God.
Don't clap for him.
Please don't clap, yeah. We don't like that guy. Oh,
Ah!
For him.
there's the holy symbol, a.k.a. the holy J.
On getting away with it.
Yeah.
He can't keep getting away with it. Well, that'll lead us a little bit, well, I guess, underground in reverse, so...
It's like the floating catacombs is what they call it. Because it's like in the top of the castle, but it was also the catacombs, so it was the bottom at one point. The castle's flipped, by the way. I don't think we ever mentioned that. Spoilers.
Inverted castle, yeah.
All right, so we're out of magic for the most part, and this area is a little bit awkward. The terrain is not ideal for the wolf to move through, so I'm just going to be doing some classic backdashing and front slides. That damage boost is like 90% intentional, and like if I didn't get damage boosted, it's fine. And yeah. Oh, I completely forgot to do the save split. Whatever.
You did do the slave split, I thought.
Yeah, I saved and I was supposed to reset.
Oh, you did. You did the first part.
Yeah, creature melted my brain and I didn't do it. So,
Rando brain.
yeah, rando brain is real. Hey, it's fine. I would have just reset to this location and it would have saved me like 10 seconds. It's not that big of a deal. Surely we're coming up on the final relic soon, right? There's only 4 locations left in the second castle. So that's like 5 locations left in total. So 20% chance that this next relic is going to be the final one. I think that's how math works. Oh, you know what? I'm so silly. It's just going to be at Force of Echo because it's always at Force of Echo. Duh. So it's just going to be here. Surely it's just right here.
Just a hop and skip away, maybe a bark.
Yeah. This is another great room to showcase the wolf movement. You can do wing smashes in this room. It just costs a lot more magic, and it's a little bit difficult, and it's not here. Wow, I've been betrayed. This is another example of transforming. I'll do it right here. Transforming into the bat after doing a wolf charge. By doing so, it maintains your momentum during the transformation, so you're like, during that transformation animation, you can't really do anything. So as long as you're moving during that animation, you're still going fast, and that's usually optimal. This is Doppelganger 40. He is annoying if you let him be annoying. Otherwise, you can loop him in the corner because he refuses to block.
Yep, y'all want to learn how to do an infinite? That's it right there.
Yeah, he's definitely the friend who's like, oh my god, you're just spamming the same move. Play the game. All right, coming up is one of the laggiest rooms in the game. If I let it, oh god, I gotta get out of here. Oh god. All these sprites on the screen and they're all generating particle effects and stuff. Oh, I'll grab that. This is worth grabbing. This is the Power of Mist. It is a relic that allows you to stay in the Mist transformation for longer. And while you're in the Mist transformation, you are invincible. And not only that, the Mist transformation is now pretty much the MP cost for transforming into Mist is like much
All right, what I
lower
miss?
now. So that's like the main reason you get it is so that way you can transform into the Mist with like almost no MP loss.
Apparently a lot.
Alright, well, we're coming up on the last 2 locations of the second castle. So either I got very unlucky and we're going back to the first castle, or it's going to be somewhere over here. Where do you think it's going to be, Bobby? We got Death, we got Galamoth, and we got the Bat location.
I honestly wanted it to be a creature just so we can have like a good meme-filled laugh. I hope it's not at Galamoth.
Yeah, I'm kind of hoping too, but knowing my luck, it's going to be a Galamoth.
I want Galamoth.
Galamoth is the secret super boss. It's not too difficult to deal with in this game because there is a manipulation to essentially beat him consistently every time. but he's like really far out of the way. And if it's right here, there's a teleporter right next to us, and it would be super fast to get to the end of the game.
What am I at on this rotation? Oh, I did a full one. Alright, I'm gonna do another full one.
Spike Breaker is useful if I didn't do the skip to get to the silver ring location. So it's useless to us now.
Yeah, saving a lot of time by doing out of logic checks, but honestly, it ended up working like really, really well in Dragon Blitz's favor with what he's got.
Yeah, it's like if you're trying to seriously speedrun the randomizer, it is like required that you understand these like out of logic checks because it helps you save a lot of time on backtracking. Because otherwise, the intention of the seed was to come all the way to the second castle, get that spike breaker, and then go all the way back to the first castle to go to the silver ring location in order to get the mermaid statue, and then go all the way back to the caverns to find that last flag relic. But we skipped most of that backtracking. We would have skipped all of it if we found the last flag relic early, but... So now it's a 50-50. It is a coin flip. Either it is here or it's back in the first castle. So
wait, where do you guys live?
Where do you think it's gonna be? Is it in the second castle, or is it going to be all the way back?
Alb isn't in. You aren't in the U.S.
Like, kind of like the most heart-thumping moments of the brand.
Yeah, Ryu, you live in Cali.
We're either here for another 5 minutes.
Where do you live in Cali?
yeah, this is one of those moments when you're racing that you're like, please just be here.
You're in Brazil. There's a lot of people that watch my channel that watch the stream that live in Brazil.
So I can't really do the. Okay, I can try to do the infinite with the girthing buff, but it is not consistent. But
Oh, a couple New Hampshires. So like close to San Diego, we're talking San Fran.
So
or...
this is a stun lock that is super duper consistent. As long as he turns around, he has a chance to do a different attack that where he doesn't turn around.
Oh, gotcha. Yep.
And it's really, really bad. It's doing that setup. It's random. There is a different setup that
Ruggeds in Austin.
Consistent. However, it wouldn't allow me to have the buff on my sword, so I would be doing like significantly less damage.
Just doing some headbanging here.
My favorite Twitch show is based in Austin, Double Toasted.
The rhythm.
And they always want people to visit and stuff. I've been meaning to go out to Austin for it.
Without this exploit, that is for sure. I've maybe done it like a handful of times. Like
Denmark.
He also has
Nice.
the most health in the game. I believe it is 12,000. It's too much. It's too much.
Denmark would be dope to visit.
The last piece of Exodia. We just need that one ring of Vlad. If not, it is a
Manchester?
tumultuous track.
Yes.
But we got
Oh, in New Hampshire. I was like, it's like Manchester?
Alrighty, that is.
Oh, very global. It's awesome. I love it. I'm all about it.
Because it would have been honestly a little tough to go underestimate if I had to go back to the first castle. So we got a little lucky there, which is nice. We won the coin toss, and now we can just go to the end of the game. So it's a little bit of backtracking. And the final boss fights here in the castle.
Is it actually Manchester, like New Hampshire?
This has been a lot of fun already.
Are you making fun of the fact that
So I just want to say thank you again.
I'm in New York, so I should probably know maybe a little bit more about New Hampshire, but not enough to know the like counties or.
So yeah, this has been a blast.
Oh, cool. I was thinking like England for a second.
Ready, willing, and able to get you into the fun. Go to SOTN.io and get yourself a seed generated. Join up on the long library.
New York, like New York City, or
varying skill levels from all over the world. Ready and willing to race and get better, level each other up. This is what it's all about.
Yeah, shout outs to the Soten community, the randomizer community. You guys are amazing. I wouldn't be able to continue to like play this game
Nice.
if it wasn't for other people also making key discoveries. Huge shout outs to Jupiter Climb.
NYC is nothing like the rest of New York. I mean, New York City is nothing like the rest of the world, to be honest. I've obviously been there like a good amount of times,
and
but
also the discoverer of a brand new glitch that was found yesterday. So he is doing all
yeah,
sorts
with
of
the people in New York City,
all
like
sorts of different Castlevania
the city
games.
just moves so fast, and it's such a melting pot that people just, the amount of crap they have to deal with constantly, they're just sick of it. They're just like, I love this city, but I don't want to talk to people, and I'm just kind of like, they just kind of close off a little bit. But New York City is great in a lot of ways, but it's also annoying in a lot of ways.
Shout outs to Dinner Dog. Dinner Dog also has a fantastic tutorial series to get you into
Yeah,
understanding
rugged.
randomizer speedrunning it. Huge
I'm
shout
glad
out
you're
to
good
Dinner
too.
Let's do one more.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no
I
sub
have
hollow.
$50 from Dracula Vlad Tepes. What is a randomizer? A miserable little
Yeah.
pile of
No,
choices, but enough talk.
you have more occupants, but you're a lot bigger.
Thank you so
New York
much.
City is the most condensed population,
And
like,
here we are
pretty sure in the world.
final area. We have 2
Other
boss
than
fights
maybe,
left, and with this
maybe
gear,
Hong
it's gonna
Kong, maybe
be,
some Chinese
pretty quick.
cities.
That is for sure. Yeah, one of my favorite things about the randomizer
But it's just
is
so
discovering
tightly
new,
packed.
Item combinations to beat bosses quickly. And,
I think that's why people are on such like a short like fuse. They're just it's so tightly packed that people are just so sick of people like so often.
That was a quick fight. That was a very quick fight.
Oh really? Where's he live in upstate New York?
And all that's left is Dracula, and then it will be time.
I live in
to
upstate
slide
New
and
York.
fun, that's for sure.
Randomizer is a heck of a lot of fun.
Oh yeah. So yeah, my plan is to dodge his main hand attacks. He kind of swings based off of the direction that you are relative to the.
Oh yeah, I live in
So
Rochester.
into an attack and then dodge it, use the
Kevin, you live in
yet again to power
you
up
live
his
by
attack.
Rochester? I live in
And then we're just
Rochester.
gonna swing our sword a bunch and he's gonna die. So get ready on time in just a little bit here.
I live in Chilai in Rochester.
There.
Oh!
And that was the one cycle. And
Oh, Macedon. Yeah.
Sub
You're a
hour, that's pretty darn
Macedonian.
good.
That's
Considering
dope,
we
man.
checked, like, almost every location in the
Almost
game.
everything.
Yeah.
You didn't have to check Soul of Bet.
Yeah, it's
Well,
crazy.
Again, thank you all so very much. I want to give a huge shout out to Bobby for helping me commentate this run. Thank you so much. The Swarm as well for handling the tracker and providing some commentary as well. And huge shout out to all you guys watching here live and watching in the chat. Yet again, thank you so much for allowing me to do this. This was so much fun.
Willie,
Yeah.
I know a decent amount about quivers. Why, do you need me to price check something for you?
What were those last words? Thank you again. That was an amazing run. Thank you also, audience and chat, for making that run happen. It was absolutely fantastic. So glad we got to see it. I have a $25 donation from Dare. Hey DB, been enjoying watching your randomizer runs, and it has
Oh,
gotten
I don't know,
me
maybe we
into
can
playing
try.
randomizer myself. Good luck on the run, and here's to Early Bat, donation to Runner's Choice. Thank you so much for your donation. Go ahead and stand up, stretch, get some water.
I don't think that's worth
Take a quick
much.
breather. We will be right back.
Yeah, that might be pretty good. Anyone watching, do you know if are there good bleed builds this league that this might actually be like worth a lot? I guess it's kind of a catch-22 with increased damage to both skills and bleeding. I'm not sure. I mean, I would put it up for a couple divine though. To be honest, or at least a divine. Yeah, that's what I'm saying too, Al. It's like I don't know if bleed builds are a thing right now, but let's see with just this. Life and with the bow skills. Yeah, I'm not sure, man. Yeah. Yeah, put it up for 2 or 3. See if it sells. Put it in the tab that you check every once in a while to see if you need to lower the price. That's the most important tab of any league. The price where it's like, I don't know, but if it doesn't sell, I should lower the price. Oh, are there? Alright, Exclusion says yeah. Put it for some divs. See what it do. And yeah, America is a great place to visit. But in the last 5 years, it's not, I don't want to say it's going downhill, but the amount of tension in it, you shouldn't want to live here right now. It's a pain. People just hate each other right now. All right, let her up. Thanks for hanging out, man. Get some sleep. Dude, yeah, you're preaching to the choir. Tuchin absolutely hates me. I give up Expedition about 2 days after I start trying it. No, she is not like everybody. She likes everyone but me and Rugged.
GDQ's next all-women charity speedrunning event is coming up August 13th through the 20th. The Frame Hotels community will be raising
Hey, you
money
want
for
some
charity
blacksmith
and
whetstones?
celebrating
No, I don't
the
want some
talent
blacksmith
in
whetstones.
speedrunning. Volunteer applications will be opening on June 6th. For more information about Frame Fatales, go to gamesdonequick.com/framefatales or type !FF in the chat. If you're a woman interested in joining the FF community, DM @framefatales on Twitter or head to our website.
Yeah, if you get on the you can either go to PoE Ninja and type in and search the build section for Methos BRRR, or you can go on Twitch and type in !guide in the chat, and it'll send you a link to the PoE Ninja, and then you can just copy the POV.
Playable characters as you fight back to take your city.
What skin of the Lords do you need that's 60 to 80? Is it a double corrupt? I mean, it's gotta be, right? Not even a +1 to all skills, I don't think is 60 to 80.
Donation from Dracula's Castle Library system. Having fun isn't hard when
Oh,
you
that's
have
right, I can roll
library
keystones.
Thanks, thank you. I have a $250
Mage Bane.
donation from Quaedron.
Yeah.
Love
Yep,
what
those are
JC
expensive.
does. Keep it up. Thank you so very much. Again, we wouldn't be here if it were not for every single one of you, so thank you so much. We have hit $260,000. Woo. Thank you, audience. Woo. Again, thank you all so much for this. I have a $25 donation from Anonymous that says, less than free. Thank you very much. HMS Dracula, the vampire boat, donates $5. Yacht is a man, a miserable pile of sea crabs. Shout out to all the host judges. Thank you. Thank you very much for that. Thank you. Farge donates $50. No comment, but thank you so much for your donation. And as an update to our Katana Zero upgrade to hard mode, we are now at $1,685 out of $5,000. So if you would like to see that, go ahead and get your donation in. Make sure to select that incentive when donating. And chat, audience, with that, my time is done with you all, but I will be seeing you again Thursday morning and Friday, and I'm so excited for that. Let's go ahead and head on over for our daily recap. Thank you so much.
Hello, everyone. That's us. Welcome to the Red Bull Daily Recap for Monday. My name is Jay Hobbs. I'm joined by Keyzron and Spike Vegeta. We're here to tell you about some of the runs that you might have missed from throughout the day and some of our favorite highlights. So let's kick things off.
Let's dive into it.
Yeah, right into it. Spike, I think you had our first one for us.
Yeah, I was about to say, last night, if you stayed up with us at 2 a.m., I got to stay there apparently all of a sudden, down at around 2 a.m., we had Duck throwing down in Banjo-Kazooie, a classic here in speedrunning altogether, and got to showcase one of the newest tricks found in Banjo-Kazooie speedrunning, the early Mad Monster Mansion clip.
That's a mouthful.
Yes, the early, surely there's like a abbreviation, early MMM or something. I don't know. I'm probably making up the name for it. But you can see him having to go into a million little kind of, the wiggly ziggly or something. I completely misrepresented. They call this, I don't know, Connor talks about it in this, but constantly trying to find where apparently the camera is going to snap into place. And this allows them to save so much overworld time. He's able to find it. He's able to click through. You can see Duck popping off right there. That is one of the most incredibly difficult tricks that they have ever found in this speedrun. And it's
Yeah, I'm with Good on that. I don't know that build.
That's not even really the story of this run.
It sounds
we
dope,
roll
though.
Into the next clip, and tell us a little bit about what happened.
Yeah, so this is, I love moments like this when things go wrong. And look at Duck right now. He is, he's asking, do I need to reset the run? He is not supposed to actually unlock that note door. He's trying to clip out of bounds with the B so he can go around and get all these jiggies out of bounds that normally would take a long time. So what's cool about this, you're only going to see the part of the clip where everything goes wrong, stuff hits the fan. Himself and his two commentators are now figuring out, how do we make this work? You are live. This is live theater, just like we have happening like pre-shows, interviews and stuff, and watching them have to react to it and just theory craft how you make this work in a live setting. This was very, very cool. We're not going to blow how they figured it out. Go watch the run.
Yeah.
You need to do it.
Trying to figure out absolutely like new routes, unprecedented stuff for your practice, all being out the window on the fly. Is absurd. So we have I also wanted to point out actually that we put out a poll on Twitter about what people's favorite like runs were from the day, and Banjo-Kazooie actually ended up winning 35.8% of you. So that's a good spread too. That means a lot of people are picking up a whole bunch of different games. So let's roll into our next one. What did we have next? I believe we had a few things that I wanted to talk about, if I'm not mistaken. But Keys, why don't you just let me know, like just intro.
Well, I mean,
this real quick.
I know we wanted to talk about Peggle, which I think a lot of people knew was like kind of a sleeper hit.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people do.
To me, it's just
They
like,
figure
out of the
stuff
three of
out.
us up here, I'm like, this is like the most likely to play Peggle.
Which is fine. What really stinks is when people don't, and instead of like doing a build guide or like looking up like guides, they just quit playing the game. It's like, no, like, dude, follow a build. It's okay. There's no shame in it. Like, it's a very complicated game. There's a whole amazing world of this game to find that you're going to learn. The guide is not going to teach you even 10% of the game. It's just going to give you a jump-off point to discover the rest of the game.
Bounce right off of one little dot, one little dot, and then comes down, hits the side of the thing, and then in it goes.
Yeah, you can just
so good.
Like I was here in the stream room when that happened.
Yeah.
And it was almost deafening to hear the live crowd. Like everyone was just like, yeah, hit you.
I know, it was incredible. Second try on that trick, and let's move into our next one, which is actually a first try trick in
Post-campaign studies, I love it.
We had a really awesome run here by Zenthro, who is going to first do a little bit of a fun little double grab with the hook there to do some tech, and then goes for the Bentley skip. It's not going to look like a whole lot happens here, but he uses a launch from the turret there that's actually trying to kill you. It launches you up over the barrier, and then
You just get past the campaign, like learn the Atlas passive and how to like unlock points, and just try everything. There will be a mechanic that will click with you, and then just run that, and then you will be hooked. Then you'll want to try other mechanics. The major thing is just finding that mechanic that you really enjoy, and then it's just snowball effect, and you just want to try all of them.
Yeah, but not the end of what we have to show. Keys, once again, I believe you want to talk about our next game here.
Learning how to craft in this game is like a master's. You tell a newer player, like, oh, so there's prefixes, suffixes, and explicits. It's like, nope, I'm out.
There really isn't much to say about Fogs other than cat, dog. So this, I don't know the technical part of this. I don't know what the setup is, but this is very clearly like a huge skip that involves using the momentum of stretching out the character.
No,
and
you're right. You can
launching
teach
the
anyone
other
like
half.
essence crafting. Like,
This was
oh, you
very
need life.
difficult
You
to
should
pull off.
use,
It
you know,
took a couple of minutes to get it going, but now you can kind of see that
you know,
we're
definitely
halfway
essence of
up, we're
greed.
gonna launch ourselves up again.
But
Who needs the rest of the level?
a
We got
lot of
Cat
it can
Dog.
be.
Yeah, it's
Bandaments,
here with
what's
the
up?
book launch, this is the biggest part of it. You can see that they're like
I gave you
trying to make
VIP,
it
by the
work.
way.
It's not quite getting them the launch they need, and then this is finally the correct, like the working attack. Where they
If you say anything before this, I apologize. No, looks like that's the first thing he said.
One to really read it all the way up there. I love little like weird.
Craft of Exile is the most confusing website.
I remember playing this game for the first time. At, like,
I hate
PAX
Craft of
about
Exile.
25 years ago. I don't remember what it was. But thinking like,
We're old.
This would be really cool at a GDQ because this was the exact kind of skip I imagined it would be. Right. Figure out how to just get that elongated as possible and then slap yourself up on whatever skippable platform.
Yes, you can go back to bed.
Yeah, but we have so many more to talk about, and we just got out
You
of
can
this
definitely go
little
back to bed.
mini Metroidvania block earlier today. So, Keys, I know you weren't going to bring up your own run, but I did have a moment that I really loved out of your run of Ender Lilies earlier today. And as a big fan of both Metroidvanias and games with like lots of boss strategies to them, you had this boss juggle. Could you remind me the name of the boss?
Silva. So her name is Silva.
Yeah, and tell us what you're doing here, because I just love watching a boss get absolutely demolished by the mechanics.
I am literally using every possible resource that I have here.
Mark on
I'm
Head
using
isn't linked to
one
anything but
spirit to
Frostbite.
juggle her up. I'm using a full hit combo to keep that going. I'm swapping my spirits to reduce the cooldown. I'm using another spirit to start the juggle again. And it is just a minute straight of satisfying, hey, this boss normally kicks my butt casually, but you're not going to get a
Well, it
single
doesn't
hit
work
off
with
me.
Frostblink. It works with the
love stun lock
Assassin's
strategies
Mark.
and speedrunning for bosses, especially when they are very difficult to perform, because they're just very satisfying.
Yeah, this is like one of the only moments in the run where I was actually.
Well, I have stuff
very
on Hex
quiet.
Touch.
I had to focus. I had to listen to the rhythm of everything because it's very audio cue based for me. So.
Right.
But I know you, and I know even though you were in the Metroidvania block of sorts, you're more excited about some of the other games in there.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Bloodstained, 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 Bloodstained.
No, I'd rather do Mark on Hit. I don't,
Fantastic series of
because
games.
of.
You
Hold
gotta
on, let
play
me
them.
think.
I
Let me
gotta
think.
rep my
I haven't
lower
actually had to
body,
look at
the
my builds in
Blacktastic. He had a really
like a
awesome
week.
clip in his Bloodstained run. Once we get it up on the screen here, he sets up this really cool sequence, just like how in Ender Lilies we used all of our resources
No, that's right.
to make it easier. He's gonna swap
Skitterbots
right
on Bone
here
Chill,
between
Unbound
Alfred
Ailments,
and Jeeble to not
and
only
then
freeze
Assassin
these
Mark,
enemies, but
Divergent,
transform and get his hitbox
Frostblink.
under the ice and then clip through the level. He's only halfway through stage 4, folks, but now he is at the end. I absolutely adore when retro and retro style games.
See, this only
have
works
these
with,
funky
Assassin's
out of
Mark.
bounds that require precision, and all of a sudden you just level wrap. Level wrap is just.
And Assassin Mark's
There's
Mark on
this
Hit
one
works
trick
with
in
just
Shovel Knight that
general
always reminds me of too, or
hitting
obviously
someone.
old Sonic speedrun.
I'm about to say Shovel Knight and Sonic were the two games I thought about, like how it's sort of shifting over. Like,
Frostbomb's just better for a single
God,
target.
where am I going here?
Yeah, absolutely love it.
My Ice Spears and my Freezing Pulse do plenty of damage to clear out AoE. At that point, if I put more AoE, it would just be egregious. It'd just be pointless.
Make sure you go watch the whole run. But this was an amazing skip right at the start of the run. It's a randomizer, so you're a dog right at the start, and we'll kind of loop it back there a couple of times.
And I have
This
Frostbite,
skip
Kevin.
was so
I have
fast.
Frostbite on my
What's
ring.
happening right
Curse
there
enemies
is
with Frostbite
normally
on
you're
here.
supposed to get
I'll be
caught
back
in
in
a
like
sequence
2 minutes.
Where the enemy death will pop up and be like, it's a Metroidvania. I'm going to take all your stuff. But instead, you're going to use all this dog momentum to shoot through here, de-transform, carrying yourself right over that gap to not only skip the sequence of death being there, so you skip that cutscene, but you also get to keep all of your resources that you have at the start of the run and bring it into the rest of the castle. This is 90 seconds into the run. Very cool skip, and it only got it started.
Because it's randomized, the only thing that they know they're going to have is the wolf to be able to do that trick. All the other starting items, random. So good to keep that for the rest of the run instead of them having them taken away.
And you know, as someone who we raced this game on our Hotfix show before, and as someone who really enjoyed how overpowered we were at the first 30 seconds and getting every toy taken away, this was cathartic to watch.
It was very nice. Very nice. Pulling one over on the game. Well, that is not the only thing that's been going on throughout this week. So for all of you watching at home, you may not know that there is a ton going on at the event here. We have an arcade. We have side rooms with board games. We've got practice stations where people can play a whole bunch of different games, practice their speedruns, or just learn new ones. We're going to show some photos from around the event as we talk about some of our picks for tomorrow. So Keys, why don't you hit me up with some picks for tomorrow that you think people should be watching out for?
I'm super excited for Bastion, not only because Bastion's a fantastic game, but the format for this run is going to be great. Our own C Average is going to be giving a live tutorial on how to speedrun the game with his student. It's going to be great. Like actual live tutorial, someone who has
Here's the cool thing.
done it.
I met Cosmic Bones the other day, who is the student, never speedran anything. Knows nothing about
that. Is
This is
so cool.
This is
It is
straight. C will teach you at home how to speedrun Bastion. Like, it's going to be very cool.
And then I also gotta shout out Elder Scrolls. Like, I mean, you get 2 hours and like 900 games. Like, it's the most speedrun bang for your buck that you're gonna get to me. So if you're like, I only have a couple of hours of free time today, but I want to watch a ton of speedruns. Elder Scrolls.
The
Got it,
entire
right there.
anthology. It's going to be very cool. I wanted to shout out a couple of really cool games. We've got Hi-Fi Rush, which is a new like rhythm action game. We got some
we got
we got the fans in the crowd.
Very cool run. I'm looking forward to that one. And then also we have Returnal coming up later from Cave.
Fantastic.
I'm super looking forward to that one as well because Returnal is just a very fun run and it's just going to be a blast.
And I guess the stuff I want to pump up is I never thought we'd be able to pump up a block like this. I'm pumping up the breakfast block that will technically start at 2 a.m. and run all the way through the morning, 9 a.m. Listen, the breakfast block, we got Ratatouille in the morning. Going to be our boy Adef throwing down. We're going to have people there. He's got some stuff planned. Sure, you watch that. I might be a part of it as well. We'll see. But everybody, they have their breakfast at different times. Some people have it at 8, 9 a.m. Some of us are going to IHOP at 2 a.m. to get on your pancakes. And that's going to be Overcooked tonight. A 3-way co-op with Ruby Heart,
Peace Egg and
Sunbro Jade. Yes, I was making sure I was getting all the names right. And Hobbs, aren't you supposed to be on the couch for that?
Oh, that's right. I better go get some sleep because I got to get up for that one in a little bit. I think we're going to get out of here, folks. That has been your Red Bull Daily Recap for Monday. Thanks so much for tuning in. We will see you tomorrow with a new handful of picks. Please keep enjoying the awesome speedruns at Summer Games Done Quick 2023.
Woo!
Welcome back to Summer Games Done Quick 2023, powered by Twitch and raising money all week long for Doctors Without Borders. I'm Prolix, I'll be your host for the next few runs. Coming up next, we have Step Maniacs, a game showcase by Chesmix, WDRM, and Zephyr Glaze. And after that, we'll be having Katana Zero, currently all stages normal, by Modulati. We do have an opportunity with the Katana Zero run to upgrade that instead of being all stages normal. We could go to hard mode. There's an incentive open for that. But meanwhile, even before then, for Step Maniacs, we have the No Bar Challenge currently opened up and ready for your donations. If you're putting money toward the event, feel free while you're donating at gamesdonequick.com/donate. On the donate form, there's an opportunity to add your dollars toward an incentive, and you can put it towards seeing that No Bar Challenge on, I believe it's a Max 428 track. We've already met the one incentive and working on the No Bar Challenge next. Get you the info on that first one. What we've already reached is doing a showcase of a high-level encore set of community charts, and currently working on the second part of that being to perform Max 428 without using the bar. On to some of your donations, though. Here's one. Got a bit ago. $25 from Anonymous. Said, inside asterisks, insert funny quip about current run. Well, joke's on you, Anonymous. I'm reading this with, there's not even a run happening, so there. Everybody will know. And then I have $100 here from Wannabeast saying, this goes toward the Stepmania No Bar Challenge. I would like to see it. You would like to see it. Yes, you. So let's work together to get this incentive met. And we'll be right back after a brief break.
All right. Panamins, you stayed up? Yeah, it's weird how that works. Headhunters always like goes down a little bit, and then Mage Blood like always stays with the divine price. I've noticed. Where am I? Oh, no Coliseum. That's funny. What country are you in, Panamins? 5 a.m. Is that Asia? Oh, Scotland. I was way off. Yeah, you're right. It's about 12 hours ahead, right? Something like that. Well, for me at least. Oh, sorry, Kevin. I just saw that. Yeah, it's a very expensive ring. This whole build has gotten to the point of out of control price. Oh, damn. Yeah, that's a dope pull in the beginning of the league. The Storm Shroud? Beginning of the league, they're what, like 14, 15 divines? Code, you pulled that Storm Shroud too? Yeah, they're only 2 divine now, but he said in the beginning of the league. There are a lot more in the beginning of the league.
here at SGDQ, we have a $50 donation from Just Chris saying a GDQ on the same week I have off. What a wonderful coincidence. Great, well, glad that worked out for you. SGDQ 2023 is sponsored by Intel Gaming, Beyond Performance. More threads, more cores, and the latest hybrid performance architecture. Push beyond performance with 13th gen Intel Core processors. Learn more at intel.com/gaming. Hey.
Wait, did that say arena? Oh, it did.
Lenovo Legion, one of the world's leading gaming PC brands, crafts high-quality laptops, towers, and accessories defined by both their undeniable style and unstoppable savagery. We celebrate today's gamers, whether they're gaming on the go or competing at the highest levels, and take pride in equipping them to dazzle friends while devastating foes. For more information, please visit www.lenovo.com/us/en/legion. As we continue setting up for our next round, Step Maniacs here, read some more of your donations. Reminder, when you donate, you can leave a comment. It may get read on the air. It's my pleasure to bring some of these comments to you. I apologize that I can't get to them all. But here's $25 from Princess Nico Cake saying, remember everyone, choose an incentive or more than one when donating. Use your Prime sub if it's available, and stay cute. Well, thank you to Princess Nico Cakes for helping me do my job. Yes, that's right. If you have Amazon Prime, you have Prime Gaming, and you could use your benefit of a free subscription once a month to any channel of your choice, including this very one you're watching right now. And of course, staying cute, also extremely important. And choosing an incentive can really help out a lot, especially as we push for that no bar challenge on the one Step Maniacs community track. We have a $10 donation here from Okta saying, let's go. Also, you guys are the best. Thanks for making my day. You're most welcome, Okta. A donation here from QuickBen84 giving $200 to MSF saying, shout-outs from Germany. Keep up with the crazy speed runs. A donation of $100 here from Justin Pfeiffer. Justin just says, meow, as my cats say. All right, thank you very much, Justin. I have a $50 donation here from Anonymous saying, we need Doctors Without Borders more than ever. Thanks to MSF for all the amazing work they do. Indeed, it's such a pleasure to be here supporting a wonderful cause like Doctors Without Borders or MSF. They would like me to remind you that if you may not know, you may be able to double your donations to Doctors Without Borders. Many employers will match donations made to nonprofits, including the donations you make during SGDQ. You can use their search tool to find out if your employer has a matching gift program and to submit a match request to your employer. Companies often match donations of a spouse, too, so don't forget to check if your spouse's employer will match your donations. Here I have a comment from Darius Leto Gator, who left us
I'm selling them
for MSF and said, it's been an amazing 2 days. Been listening to the broadcast through my radio while I'm at work. Heard there is a Step Maniacs.
There's only one good drop out of Eater of Worlds. It's not really worth it.
Incentive. Had to donate. This goes to that incentive, as I recently discovered Step Maniacs and have so much fun playing it. Awesome. Glad you're enjoying the game, and I cannot wait to bring this showcase to you. I have a $500 donation from Anonymous here, just saying, less than free. Thank you, Anonymous. Thank you so much for your generosity. Also, here's a $25 donation from Brenna. Thank you to Brenna. No comment with that one, but that's all right. It's not like one is required. Speaking of, though, I think I see also in our list here, yes, I do, $15 from Brenna. Not sure if it's the same one, but here you go. And this time, Brenna did leave a comment. My boyfriend has not stopped playing Peggle since this afternoon's speedrun. Please send
Oh,
help.
that's so funny. I first saw that speed run. I was like, I want to play Peggle.
I don't know if we could really assist with that, but best of luck to you.
If I wasn't streaming, I'd totally be that dude.
I have a $50 donation.
I'd be like, I want to play
from Kaide
Peggle.
saying,
This shit looks
"Much love
fun.
to GDQ staff and the runners. One of the best communities around, and all of it always for great causes. Thanks to everyone involved." Yeah, thank you too. And speaking of, while you donate to this great cause, don't forget you can choose an incentive like our currently open one for Step Maniacs to do that Max 428 No Bar Challenge. We have already unlocked the community really high difficulty custom set, but after that we are still pushing to the next goal, which is a showcase of that one track with no bar. Absolutely no bar usage allowed
Lame.
by our runners. And don't forget, if you're looking for something else, we do have incentives for
I've gotten
some of
incredibly
our
lucky
upcoming
with the
runs as well,
Pro
Katana
Genesis
Zero
drops
and
this week.
Hearthstone. But if you really want to work out with me here, when you donate, make sure to check out the Step Maniacs incentive, and we could really use the help to get that in, as this run is about to begin shortly. And before we know it, we'll need to have that met if we want to see that no bar challenge.
No, Kevin, I have it on my I got it on my passive tree.
Yes, doctor. That is the correct prescription. Thank you. $250 here from Anonymous. No comment.
This is also
thank you very much.
like a
$25
insane
here from Aguski.
item.
No comment with that. Thank you. And $50 here from Usurpator. Very nice. Much appreciated. $50 there for Doctors Without Borders, our featured charity. Again, raising money all week long. Every time you send in a donation, it's going directly to Doctors Without Borders or MSF. So if I say MSF, just so you know. And and meanwhile, you can help us meet incentives. You certainly do not have to, though. But if when you're donating, you have a chance to apply.
All right,
for
Cood.
one, like
Thanks for hanging out, man.
Get
some sleep.
It just unlocks more and more of the marathon for you to see. $100 here from Michael Neely. Thank you for
Impel Cyclone. That sounds kind of cool.
And just thought I'd bring you one quick word from one of our sponsors. We have Jackbox Games helping make SGDQ a reality this year. Party games are available on Steam, Nintendo Switch, Xbox, PlayStation, and more. You can play fan favorites like Quiplash, Trivia Murder Party, Drawful, and Fibbage. There are currently Steam codes on sale for up to 60% off at shop.jackboxgames.com. Visit jackboxgames.com to learn more about all of their available games. And Games Done Quick really appreciates their support in helping make this event possible. I have a $20 donation here from Ms. Black Dragon saying, absolutely love SGDQ. Thanks so much to all the runners, hosts, and everyone behind the scenes for putting this on for us every year. $50 here from Anonymous saying, greetings from the recent past. Let's get that Katana Zero incentive met, y'all. Oh, thank you so much for helping out toward that one. And yeah, so for those who don't know, if you're not looking at your screen, Step Mania.
Alright, I think I got a call at 9 hours.
Mania and an X on the end.
I gotta relax, get some sleep.
With a $5
Gotta make that
donation
video
saying,
tomorrow.
"Dance like a maniac."
And then it'll be on tomorrow night
So,
streaming.
the
If you guys are
maniac
back,
spelling. Thank you
come hang
very
out with
much,
me.
Kiefer. Appreciate,
Probably just be running
looking
Uber
into the name
bosses
there.
and doing some more of this.
Whereas with a very
Watching
simple,
some games done quick.
very powerful $50 donation.
But thanks everyone for hanging out. It was a good talk.
The
Good
hype
talk.
is huge.
Good night, Willie. Rugged. Panda.
We've got a $15 donation here from friends.
It might be all
Kafka
that's
saying,
left.
"Shout out
Kevin,
Chris
if you're still here,
Bell."
man. Yeah, there you are. Have a good night. But yeah, come back tomorrow night. Hang out with me. We'll just grind it out. And I can answer any questions People might have.
All right, and the time you're all waiting for is here. It is time
All right,
for
good night,
our
everyone.
next run.
Later.